You may recognize our next guest from his role on the hit drama The Fosters. The talented Hayden Byerly is here in Kansas City supporting an important cause. Thanks so much for being here. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
When did you start acting? You're 16 years old.
Well, I went out to Los Angeles and I booked my first job around my 10th birthday.
Wow.
So.
You did that?
Yes.
At 10 years old?
Yeah, I went out to Los Angeles for like a week and then ended up booking a guest star on an old Disney show that's not on anymore. But that was about 6 years ago.
Let's talk about your role in The Fosters. You play Jude, who is a foster child himself. And it's a really interesting role. I love you on the show, but how did you prepare for this?
So when we first started filming, my sister Maya and I are both foster kids on the show, but we're both, not foster kids in real life.
Right.
So when we first started the show, they brought in foster kids that had aged out of the system onto the set to talk to us about their experiences and what they had gone through and how everything happened and how it all worked.
And so what was that like for you, getting that glimpse into something that you were going to be portraying?
It was, I don't know if I want to say cool, because it was heartbreaking hearing a lot of these really brutal stories about how messed up the system was and how broken everything was. But at the same time, I felt very lucky to be able to talk to these kids about their experiences and try to portray this character accurately.
Right. Your character came out as gay recently. What was that like for you?
That was awesome to be able to play. Like I was a part of the first, or the youngest same-sex kiss on national television, and to have this whole storyline that is very different from my life, to be a young gay foster kid as a straight, not adopted male. Like
right.
it's two different worlds that I get to experience, and I'm so lucky to be in all these different communities.
This show makes me laugh. It makes me cry. It just is like, it's a really great show.
It's an emotional roller coaster. It definitely takes you up and down.
But that's why it can go on for so many seasons and you're never bored with it.
Right. You've always got something going on. I mean, it is a family drama, so of course that drama is always going to pull you back in.
Sure.
I think that our show is amazing at cliffhangers, because there are many seasons in which we'll be reading the scripts and it'll end, and I really want to know what happens.
Talk about why you're here in Kansas City.
Well, I'm here in Kansas City because I have a nonprofit organization named Hayden's Hope&rdquo.
And what is that?
So it provides duffel bags to foster kids that are being taken from their homes and put into the system.
What made you do this?
Well, the inspiration came from not only my character on the show, but I went to see a movie called Short Term 12, and afterwards there was a group of social workers that came back and said, look, if anyone wants to talk about the foster care system and learn more, you're welcome to come back. And I had heard what these kids go through and what it's like, and I wanted to do something to make it easier and to make their transitioning not so rough.
Right, so talk about why duffel bags are important for these kids.
Well, I think that, when these kids are being taken from their homes, their parents are not always going to be very happy about their kids not being with them anymore. So they're not going to be like super happy to pack up all their stuff and send them off with a nice suitcase. A lot of times they're, very reluctant to do so. And I think that providing these kids with something that they can take wherever they go and that belongs to them in particular and no one else can take from them is really important.
Yeah. Talk about how people can get involved and get these bags.
So we have a website called haydenshope&rdquo, and we also have an app if people want to go check that out. It's just Hayden's Hope&rdquo. And then there is a lot of information on the website, and then there's a giant donate button on the front of it.
You can't miss it.
No, you can't miss it. And the nice thing about it is that seeing that we're based in Los Angeles and Kansas now, is that you can either choose whether you want to donate to Los Angeles or if you want to donate locally to Kansas City.
And why Kansas City? What's the connection?
Well, I know Monica Gallegos, which she works at the Women's Health Institute, and she is a fan of the Fosters and reached out to me and she said, hey, I know a lot of people at this agency called Foster Adopt, and they take in some kids and they really want to talk about your charity and they want you to bring your bags out here. And that was like the perfect way for me to get involved at Kansas City, because I wanted to branch out from just being in Los Angeles, and I wanted to make sure I could get to other places.
Well, we are so glad you are here. It's such a great cause and such a great show.
Thank you so much.
Jude,
yes.
Thanks so much.
Thank you as well.
And you can actually see Hayden at Conroy's in Westwood this Thursday night from 5 to 7 for a special meet and greet. Thank you again for being here.
Thank you.